FEAROW gets some very cool egg moves, so let's now see how much of a difference those egg moves make across the course of our challenge. I really like FEAROW, it's one of my all-time favourite bird Pokémon, even though it was introduced all the way back in Generation 1. Now it does always feel like it's played second fiddle to the Pidgeot line, especially when it comes to the attention that Game Freak gives some of these early generation Pokémon. Dodrio and FEAROW in fact both have had nothing given to them ever since they were introduced in Generation 1. So today let's take the opportunity to appreciate and celebrate FEAROW in all of its glory. And now in terms of our stats, we've got 21 HP, 15 attack, 12 in defense and the specials, and 16 in speed. Our starting learn set is Peck, Leer, Growl and Fury attack, but don't pay too much attention to that, because that is very quickly about to change. But with all that out of the way, we are now ready to hand over to the live run, where we'll see how we fare. So today we are running FEAROW's Egg Move Challenge. It's the Extra Help series as opposed to the Extra Help series, which I know could get a little bit confusing. But we are going to be going straight into the Pokemon Center, and we are going to pick some moves for our FEAROW. I've got quite a few actually that I want, so we're going to be having almost a complete overhaul of our Learn set. There are 3 moves I think we could have some benefit from having on the Learn set, so let's go into here now, and it is this tutor here. Remember, we get 4 moves per challenge, so what we will do is we will take Tri-Attack first and foremost. I think this move is going to be very, very helpful, so we'll get rid of Fury Attack. We will then go back into the move tutor and we will get ourselves the next move, which is going to be Quick Attack, because I think a priority move could come in handy. We're not going to need Leer either, and then finally we're going to get ourselves Feint Attack. Now Feint Attack is going to be very handy against Morty and the early rival battles. So those 3 moves are what we are running with, and we still have 1 move left for later, so if we do forget one of these moves, we are able to come back and reteach it. For now though, we've just got to get on with the regular start of the challenge, and because we're a flying type, we are super effective against all these bugs we find in the grass, so we can still get a fairly quick Mr. Pokemon's time. Because of the nature of this challenge, because we've got to go and teach moves, we're never quite going to get the record-breaking times we see on the other series, but I much prefer teaching the moves this way than just hacking them in. It feels more true to what would be a genuine way to play the game, which is why I do it like that. Anyway, we're now at the first rival battle. We have Tri-Attack and we have 90 in our physical attack, so this Totodile is not going to know what hit it. It's going to be a 2-shot and it doesn't even get a move off on us. Tri-Attack I think is one of the most busted moves in the game, and it definitely makes up for not having Headbutt. Headbutt and Birds don't seem to go well together in Generation 2 for some reason, which is an absolute shame because I think Headbutt would be fantastic in a regular run, not only on FEAROW but on Dodrio that we saw the other day as well. But with that, we're already ready to make our way into Violet City, so I'll meet you in there when we decide what we're going to do. I've decided we're going to go into Sprout Tower. We're probably going to benefit from the levels in the mid-game anyway, and we get some delicious stat experience as well. And having Peck on the Learn set is going to be a very, very quick ascent up the tower. So we'll get Flash from Elderly, and then it'll be time for the gym. And here we are at the top of Sprout Tower. We will take Elderly on in battle. We're probably going to be able to one-shot his Bellsprout with Peck instead of using Tri-Attack, so that's going to save a little bit of PP. We can one-shot the Hoothoots with a Tri-Attack though, and we will one-shot the final Bellsprout with a Peck. Didn't take too much extra time there. We get ourselves Flash, we will get the escape rope, and we will leave and go straight in to our first gym together, where it's going to be Falconer's Flying type gym. Now I do believe we have 5 Pokemon up in front of us in this gym, and we have 5 Tri-Attacks, so hopefully that'll be enough to see us through the entire gym, with maybe a quick attack to finish off the Pidgeotto. It's going to be one-shot City against all of the Pidgey and the Spearow earlier on though, and now we can take Falconer on in battle. He is our first gym leader together. He is of course a flying type specialist who's going to lead with Pidgey. That went down. Here comes Pidgeotto. We paralyse it, it uses Gust, and we finish it off with a quick attack. 6 minutes and 3 seconds for the Zephyr badge. Not a bad time at all considering we had to teach moves And we've already been up Sprout Tower. We'll get the call from Elm now. We're going to go into the Pokemon Center. We'll grab the egg and then we'll make our way into Azalea Town. Forgot the place name then. Now, we didn't get Hiker Antonida and we're going straight into the grass here to get our first HM friend. And it's at this point I would like to say thank you to FoodTubes for being a subscriber and a channel member here. And that is why you're getting your shout out now. And we are going to name Kenya after you. So we are going to be FoodTubes the Spearow today. And with that, we can unpause the timer and make our way into Azalea Town, where we're going to catch the next 2 HM friends. This is something we're trying out here on the channel. We're going to say thank you to people who are on the HM friend teams. If you are a channel member, you will have a community post where you can pick your HM friend team. We've got Team Kenya, Team Abra, Team Psyduck and Team Paris, and every run we will of course name one of the HM friends after the person who comes up. So we are getting our Psyduck, and this one is a big thank you to Kamikiku, who joined the HM friends on the big stream we did a couple of weeks ago. So we will say Kamikiku the Psyduck, if I can spell it, and then we'll get ourselves Paris as well. Now, you who are eagle-eyed may notice we've changed the order of the HM friends. So now Psyduck always comes up before Paris. That just saves a little bit of menuing. And it's a big thank you to Matthias as well. I do apologise for mispronouncing your name there. You are our lovely Paris today. But with that, we can unpause the timer. And we need to have a little chat with Kurt. And we'll take on Bugsy. Now, just for the heck of it, before we take on Bugsy, I'm going to see how we do against rival number 2 here. I have a feeling, we'll do very well because we've got Feint Attack for the Ghastly. We knock that out in 1. Out comes Zubat and we swap to Tri Attack. And then we've also got Tri Attack for the Croconaw. This should be a 2-shot just about. That grows us to level 17. And that's going to give us a much quicker exit of Azalea Town now. We're not having to do any kind of weird backtracking that we otherwise might have had to do. We've got Peck for this gym as well. So that means that all the gym trainers are going to be very, very easy. In fact, we're going to go round clockwise for once. Normally we go anti-clockwise, but I don't think we need all these trainers. We're going to say goodbye to that Paris before it even gets a chance to stun spore us. We got caught by Benny today, unfortunately, but that's no issue. We've got more than enough power points to see off Benny's team and still be able to take on Bugsy. So it's goodbye to Weedle, Kakuna, and we'll use a Tri Attack against the Beedrill. We'll grow to level 18, and we're not even going to bother healing for Bugsy. This is our second gym leader together. A Bug-type specialist who leads with Metapod. We're going to skip the super effective text here. So 1-shot on the Metapod, it's a 1-shot on the Kakuna, probably going to be a 2-shot on the Scyther. Can we finish it off with a quick attack? Yes, we can. Don't know if the crit mattered there, but either way, that's Bugsy and Rival 2 done in 10 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's get out of here and let's get ourselves in to Ilex Forest, where I'll reunite the Farfetch'd, and we'll get out the other side and pick up our Abra. And with no headbutt on the learn set today, it means we don't have to wear down the rappel steps, and we are going to say a big hello to Gemma the Abra. Team Abra is currently the emptiest of all the HM friend teams. I do believe that Gemma is the only member, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Gemma on Team Abra. And a big thank you to Gemma as well. She's been around the channel for a very, very long time. Very supportive, especially in the streams. So thank you, Gemma, and I hope that your Abra will see us well in this gym. Not in this gym, in this run. I am not very well today. You may be able to hear it in my voice, so I do apologise for any weird turns of phrase that come out. But with that, we are now ready to go into Goldenrod City, where we've got a few chores to do, and it'll soon be time to take on our third gym leader, Whitney. There was a very slight desync in the timer because it didn't unpause itself after Abra. However, I am very pleased to say that that has now been rectified and we are back in sync for the rest of the challenge. And while we're here, we pick up Dig from National Park and we're going to do a quick litmus test in time for Whitney. Mark is going to be a very easy battle regardless, but it's Schoolboy Alan who's coming up next. That Tangler has a lot of physical defense, So we should be able to figure out roughly how the challenge is going to go, at least in the mid-game, by taking him on. So how much does Peck do? That gives us no information, does it? We critical hit though, which means at least we do half with our first hit there. We're going to get ourselves back to Goldenrod now. I've got a couple more battles we need to take on, and then it'll be time for Whitney. And with those battles done, it's now time for our third gym together. This is Whitney. She is a normal type specialist, and she leads with Clefairy. Clefairy goes down in one shot. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 shot against the Miltank as she locks herself into rollout. We've paralysed her. Unfortunately, we don't get the fully paralysed there, but we do get through regardless. So we get our next badge, the plain badge, in 14 minutes and 53 seconds. That is not a bad time at all. Let's get out of Goldenrod now, and we'll start making our way into Ecruteak City, where another gym leader will await us after we've done a few bits and bobs. Now today we're going to be doing safe Ecruteak once more. That means we are going straight towards the lighthouse. We'll stick on a repel. We do have feint attack in case we get Normand with his slowpoke there, though I don't think we're going to need any attacks or any more extra experience. We do have one mandatory here with Derek, but Derek is the only mandatory in between Olivine and Ecruteak, regardless of which way you go, because you can skip everybody else, and there are a couple of spinners of course. But now that we are in Olivine City, I will start climbing the lighthouse. I'll get ourselves strength for Psyduck, and then we'll be good to chat with Jasmine. And here at the tippy top of the lighthouse, we'll have a little chat with Jasmine, but she's going to have to wait. We'll grab the rare candy, we'll get out of here, we'll do a quick heal, and then it'll be time for the Kimono Girls. And our final Kimono Girl today is going to be Mickey. She of course has Jolteon and it has no physical defense, so we say goodbye to it. Bunch of one-shots against the Kimono Girls. That does mean we get Surf. We'll teach that to Psyduck in just a hot moment. But first, we've got to get through a gym and a rival fight. Not in that order though. We'll plonk on a repel and we'll see how we get on against rival number 3. The only problematic Pokemon here could be the Magnemite, because we can get through the Haunter, critical hit, and not sure if that mattered. It's probably going to be a 2-shot on this Magnemite. Supersonic's not great, but we do make it through, and we are not cursed, don't forget. Bite's going to be fine. We get through the Zubat. We'll use Tri-Attack on turn 1 against the Croconaw, and we will finish it off, hopefully, with a quick attack. No need for Mud Slap or Hidden Power Ground against the rival today. We are just too powerful. We'll fall through the floor, and now we will dig out of here, get the HP up, and it'll be time for Morty. And we're not even going to need to heal either for Morty, because we can't use our Tri-Attack anyway. So we will now teach Rock Smash to Paris. I prefer getting this particular PP up. I like having Rock Smash. It makes my Ice Path routing slightly more efficient with the number of steps. It means I can get an extra nugget as well as an extra elixir. But now we are in our 4th gym together, so I'll meet you for Morty. So now it is time for Morty, our 4th gym leader together, a Ghost and Poison type specialist who leads with Ghastly. We will peg the Ghastly, it'll go down in one hit. Up next is Haunter, and the good news is it's a one-shot with feint attack. That means we can turn our attention to Gengar. It's going to be a 2-shot. We have saved the Minceberry as well. This battle is going very, very well. That Haunter learns feint attack. Didn't even know it had Mimic, honestly. Fog badge is our next badge. We got that very, very quickly. The split didn't work, but it was about 22 minutes. And with that, it means we can now start surfing over towards the Lake of Rage. We're going to do a very quick trip to the Lake of Rage to get ourselves a rare candy. We'll get Hidden Power as well, and we should be able to do this on just a couple of Super Repels. So we'll stick on our Super Repel, and this doesn't actually lose any time at all, really. In fact, we could be gaining some time by not having to use a fly. So we'll go over here. We'll take the very, very short route up. We'll grab the full restore here so we make sure that we have bag space for the league. And then we're going to skip that beta elixir that's up in the bushes there. We will get another elixir later. And in fact, we only need one Super Repel to do all of this at Lake of Rage. That is very good information to have. It means I can adjust what I buy and actually save a little bit of money, which can go into more vitamins, because you all know what I'm like. I love my vitamins. But now that we've got TM10, we're not going to teach it quite yet. Instead, we are going to teleport all the way back to Olivine, where it's going to be time for a trip to Cianwood. And here in Cianwood, we've got the secret potion from the dodgy shop, but I'm very interested to see, do we one-shot the Hitmonlee? We do. That's perfect. That is what we like to see. That means we are having a risk-free gym, hopefully. With Critical Hit, the only Pokemon that's probably able to withstand us, so we'll skip through the next lot of gym trainers, and we'll meet back up for Chuck. So here we are in front of Chuck. Chuck is our 5th gym leader together, a fighting type specialist who leads with Primeape. We'll try attack the Primeape, and we freeze it. No Leah for us. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 shot against the Poliwrath. And I wasn't expecting him to go for Dynamic Punch there. That's a little bit annoying, but we don't hit ourselves in confusion. Never punished. Storm Badge in 25 minutes and a single second. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping now before we take on our next gym leader. And now that we're at the Lake of Rage, we will take on the Gyarados. I don't think it's going to be problematic in this challenge. It's going to be 2 shots. We are acting as if Tri-Attack is Dragon Rage against that Gyarados. We get rid of it, we'll have a little chat with Lance, and we'll take on our next leader. Now, I'm not 100% sure if we're going to take on Jasmine next, but I thought I'd return the secret potion anyway just now, so I can have a little think, and we will see what we want to do. I'm going to go into Jasmine's gym. I'm going to give her one attempt. I'm not 100% certain this is the play, especially because I've not taught Hidden Power, goodness me. We can get rid of probably Quick Attack at this point. Hidden Power Fire is going to be more useful, and we will resync the resets as we start her battle. This is Jasmine. She is a Steel-type specialist. She leads with Magnemite. Magnemite goes down in a single hit. The next Magnemite goes down as well. Let's see, how much do we do against this Steelix? Just about half, but the crit mattered there. We will heal just in case. I think we do have the win here. It's just a case of not getting crit by Steelix. She's been on the old secret potion, you know. It's been a while since she's been on it, but she is definitely taking it once more now. We know the Magnemite are no issue. We're back onto Steelix. And we crit this time. We took your secret potion away, Jasmine. How about that? Mineral Badge, 28 minutes and 25 seconds. We didn't deserve that win like that. Let's get ourselves into Mahogany Town now. We are going to be colluding with Team Rocket. We've turned rogue on this run. So I will do the Rockets, I'll cooperate with them, I'll help them out, and then we will take on Price. And we are not getting Border Douglas today, so that means it's straight onto Price. Price is our 7th gym leader together, our penultimate Johtonian gym leader, an Ice-type specialist who led with Seal that's already gone down. Dugong gets frozen, we froze an Ice-type. When does that happen, ever, in Pokemon? We get blizzarded, and another crit! Goodness me, Jasmine's been sharing that secret potion around, hasn't she? She gave some to us, she's given some to Price. Goodness knows, will it even make it as far as red? We will have to see. Aurora Beam does a lot of damage. This, unfortunately, is quite a tricky battle for our FEAROW. There's not much we can do. Blizzard misses, we get the win. There we go. Just the one reset. Not too shabby, and it was a very quick reset. Price, it is not a long battle. 32 minutes and 54 seconds for the Glacier Badge. And talking of things that are icy like the Glacier Badge, we're going through Ice Path now. So we'll meet back up for Rival 4. And now it is time for the 4th rival battle. This time he's going to lead, of course, with Golbat. We have enough Tri-Attack PP to get rid of it, hopefully in one shot. No, we low-rolled there, goodness me. But we do now have Drill Peck as well. And Drill Peck will be roughly the same power, if not identical power, actually, to Tri-Attacks. We've got 2 very strong moves on the learn set at the moment. Very happy about that. Let us use a Tri-Attack against Feraligatr. We get another secret potion crit there. And we get through rival number 4. That means there's yet more Rockets to go before we have a little chat with a Dragon Trainer. And let's now take Claire on in battle. She is our 8th and final Johtonian gym leader, a Dragon-type specialist who leads with Dragonair, and we can one-shot all 3 of the Dragonair. Our entire focus is going to be on the Kingdra and how we deal with that. Return is very powerful at this point in the challenge. Let's use... I don't think there's any way to avoid a healing loop, actually. No, there isn't, so we might as well try attack and hope for some kind of status. Didn't happen, but we do get through Claire very, very easily. Let us now rush to the Dragon's Den, where we're going to get our next badge. And after answering 11212, we are now able to get our 8th Jotonian badge, the Rising badge, in a time of 45 minutes and 42 seconds. That is not a bad time at all, you know, for 8 Johto badges. That's what, just over 5 minutes per badge. I will absolutely take that. Let's now start heading leaguewards. And now in Victory Road there is only one thing we need to pick up, and that's the extra HP up. Once again, I sold the other one for vitamins. That's becoming a bit of a theme, isn't it? But I really like being able to get that extra vitamin on the course of the challenge. It just means we have a little bit more safety stat experience. We're in the 5th rival battle now, and I can't see this being any different to the others. I think it's just going to be a clean sweep, you know. We're through the first 2, we're on to Golbat. Golbat goes away straight away. We've got a Haunter for, or we've got a Drill Peck for Haunter rather, not a Haunter for Drill Peck. We'll return against Kadabra, and then we will use a combination of probably Drill Peck and another Drill Peck on the Feraligatr, just to save a little bit of return PP, because that was not going to be a one-shot either way. And we're through the rival in 48 minutes and 40 seconds. We are not going to deposit the HM, friends. We don't do that anymore, goodness me. Instead, we'll get our 4 full restores, and we'll pause to look at our stats. And we are shaping up like this. Level 49 with 138 HP, holding the pink bow with Return, Drill Peck, Hidden Power Fire, and Tri-Attack. 128 in attack, 101 in defense, 99 in the specials, and 132 in speed. Do remember though, those are just the outer battle stats. We will get a big buff in battle, as we'll see now against Will. He is our first league member. He is a Psychic type specialist who leads with Xatu. Xatu and Jinx are both going to go down to a single return, and then we will use a combination of Drill Peck and probably another Drill Peck, seeing as he Amnesia'd on the Slowbro. That brings us on to Xatu number 2. We can use a return there, and then let's guarantee the one shot by using a Drill Peck on Executor. 1 down, 4 to go. Up next is Koga. Now Koga is a poison type specialist, but he does like his bug types as well, so we're going to take full advantage of that if we need to. We can use return against the Ariados, and we have Hidden Power Fire sneakily for the Fortress, so that is 4 times weak of course, so it goes down in 1. Now it's probably going to be a 2-shot against this Muck. A very, very close 2-shot, but a 2-shot nonetheless. That's not fantastic, but we can deal with it. We're going to try and play it safe against this Crobat. We went in a little bit damaged there, by the way, to try and encourage him to not use Toxic and instead to go straight for the attacking, and it seems to have worked in our favour there. We get through Koga, and now we aren't going to heal for Bruno, because his Onix could be a little bit dangerous. The rest of his team will be absolutely fine, but the Onix could be dangerous here. We'll start off with a Drill Peck against the him on top. He's probably going to send out Onix second. It's going to be a 3-shot either way, but we have burnt the Onix. If he didn't use Sandstorm, that would have been fantastic for us, although it does mean we get through and we are probably safe now. The Sandstorm will still rage. Hitmonchan's going to prioritise some kind of punch. We can Drill Peck this Machamp to guarantee its one-shot, and we are just 1 Pokemon away from getting through Bruno. 41 HP is enough to see the battle out, and we get through first try. That unlasts the 2 big danger battles, but we mustn't write off Karen either. So much so that we're going to do full prep for her. That is the full restore the HP up and the Bitterberry. Let's take her on. She leads with Umbreon. We're not going to one-shot this. And we have been stand attacked. That's not good for us, but she's sending Gengar out second. We don't get Destiny Bonded, that is good. And we can then use Return against the Murkrow. She's only got 2 Pokemon left to go. Houndoom we miss against. We don't get burnt, that was one of the big things, but we could still get Stun Spored. We don't know because we outspeed and we connect. There we go. Karen done, first try. Let us now use our last Elixir and a full restore. and a Purr's Cure Berry, which is going to be towards the top of the bag, so that we can do everything we can to get through Lance. This is our final Elite Four member, the champion in fact, and he's going to lead with Gyarados. We'll use Return against Gyarados. He sets up Rain. That first turn is always free. Now we are relying on either a Gen 2 miss or a critical hit just like that to get through these Dragonite. I tell you what, that Secret Potion is going everywhere today, isn't it? We are not out of the woods yet though, I must stress that. We need to get through this Aerodactyl. Rock Slide misses. We are pretty much out of the woods now. We could get burnt by this Charizard. We don't get burnt by this Charizard. He's probably going to go for Safeguard here. He goes for Outrage. That's fine. We survive on 29 HP. And we have a very, very, very nice league there. I'm happy with that one. 52-55 overall for Lance. And let's see what that translates to for our final Hall of Fame time. And our final Hall of Fame time for this one is 53 minutes and 12 seconds. For a little bit of context, the last Hall of Fame time for our FEAROW redo was 1 hour 6 minutes and 4 seconds. So we have shaved off around about 13 minutes from the last challenge. However, this is only half of the story. There is of course another 8 gym badges plus the red fight left to come. So don't you dare go anywhere, because Kanto is next. And now we are rejoining the action here in New Bark Town, and before we go into our Kanto chat, I just want to talk about some of my worries for the Kanto section. There are 4 Pokemon that I am concerned about. Brock's 2 fossils, along with Blue's Rhydon and Blaine's Magcargo. Those Pokemon I think could be quite tricky. So much so that I'm actually considering taking on Blue 6th and doing Brock and Blaine afterwards, so that we can bin Drill Peck, because we won't need that for Red, and instead we will be using probably Faint Attack again. We will get Faint Attack back on the Learn set from the Move Tutor. I might not do that in the end, we will have to see, but we are definitely going to be getting Steel Wing in this particular challenge, because that is going to make at least the rock grounds a little bit easier. They might not be one-shots, but we do of course get a little buff from Steel Wing as well. But with that we will get off the boat and we will go into our first Cantonian gym. And for this challenge we will be following our standard Cantonian routing. So the gym order is going to be Lieutenant Surge, then Erica, Janine then Sabrina, Misty then Brock, and then finally Blaine and Blue. And talking of Blue, if you do want to skip ahead to the Blue fight, it's going to be happening in around about 30 minutes and 40 seconds time. For everybody else, let's now sit back, relax, and have our standard Cantonian chat. And in this one, I want to talk a little bit about the 3 new series we've got going on the channel, what will be happening with them, and how I'm feeling now that we're a few runs into each one of them. The first thing to say is I'm absolutely loving all 3 series. I've definitely got a kind of vibe for which one's going to be the primary series, which one's going to be the secondary series, and which one's going to be the tertiary series, but that could all change. I have been doing a lot of thinking as well about how I want to tackle each series, and instead of having regular days for each series, I'm just going to see where the vibe takes me and play whatever I'm fancying on the day, and then the video will come out on one of our regular set days. We're still going to be doing 3 videos a week, regardless of the series. And while we're on the topic of the series, I want to talk about something that I'm not sure I've mentioned together here on the channel before, and that is the concept of a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary series. So the primary series is where most of my time and energy is going to be going into. It's going to stand to reason that's going to be the Unbound series. The secondary series is going to be this one, the Egg Move Challenge. I'm having a lot of fun doing that, because this is the only series where we're able to completely change the Learn set for a lot of Pokemon. However, this series is going to be time limited by the number of Pokemon that have egg moves that will significantly change the course of a challenge. But there is a second way we can alter Learn sets on these Pokemon. In the Pokemon Center we have the Egg Move Tutor, but we've also got a Gen 1 Move Tutor. Now this series will only be open to Pokemon that were available in Generation 1, but that Move Tutor will teach any move that was a Generation 1 TM that's not a TM, HM or Tutor move in Generation 2, and that will give a little bit more variety to the learn sets as well. So I might very well run some of those Gen 1 TM challenges in tandem with the egg moves, so we'll have kind of a dual series going on as our secondary series. And then that brings us on to the tertiary series, and that's going to be the extra help series. I've got to be honest, that's the one that's not landed quite as well as I'd hoped from the first video. However, that sometimes happens, you miss all the opportunities you don't take, and I still think we've got a lot of opportunity to make that one work. Especially when, in a few runs time, once I've got to grips with the X items, we're going to start running some of the Pokemon that are genuinely bad for solo running in Generation 2. So we'll call that one a slow burn for now. And then on top of our 3 main series, any additional series like the Nuzlocke the Gym Leader Challenge and bonus backports are going to be done as extra videos for the week, so we're not interrupting our regular schedule for the challenge runs. But we're out of time already, so let's hand over to Blue. And with that, we have made it to Blue. He is, of course, our final gym leader of the challenge, and he's going to lead with Pidgeot. So we use Return against the Pidgeot, see what it does. It returns us back for very little damage. That brings us on to the Rhydon. Let's see how much does Stillwing do. Not a lot. That's not great. And the Sandstorm has brewed. At least that means we get rid of Rhydon and we are on to Alakazam. We'll outspeed this Alakazam and we'll use a Return. Now when it comes to the Gyarados, we're going to have to play this a little bit sensibly and hope that he goes for Rain Dance. He has done, he's probably going to get caught in a Healing Loop here, but I would much rather take the Healing Loop and have the Rain. That should mean that Arcanine comes out next. Rain is out, so he's going to go for Extreme Speed. That's not the best for us, however we can deal with it. The Rain has stopped, that means he's stopping using Extreme Speed, and we can finish off Executor. In the end, I didn't go for a special move there, and we could probably have gone for Drill Peck, but it would have been much of a muchness, really. 1 hour, 6 minutes, 50 seconds for the blue fight. We'll open up Mount Silver now. We'll do a cheeky little heal, and then it will be time for red. Now we have picked up 7 rare candies en route, so we're going to use all 7 at once here in this particular challenge. Get ourselves up to level 69, and we will take on red. We'll see how we get on. I'm not 100% confident about this battle, but we shall have to see. We one-shot Pikachu, that's a very good start. Now I think we're going to have to try and incapacitate this Blastoise in some way. We're going to get 2 turns to incapacitate it if he goes for Rain Dance. That's good to know. So we are only fighting 5 Pokemon, that's the first thing we can take note of here. We'll try attack this Blastoise. We just need to get some kind of status condition, or even better, Blizzard just misses entirely. That brings us on to Espeon. Again, Espeon's going to be a 2-shot. He sends out, or he sets up a Reflect. That's not good. Let's try and status this Snorlax now. Very surprised he didn't go for Amnesia there, because he definitely didn't see the KO. Now, I do think that Stillwing is a little bit surplus to requirements, so I'm going to actually put Mud Slap on the learn set. I've held on to this, because that could be a way, you know, of preventing the Blastoise from hitting us with Blizzard. It's worth a shot. Honestly, a lot of the time, anything is worth a shot, because you never know, you might end up finding something a little bit more creative that you wouldn't otherwise have thought of. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but we now have a double accuracy drop. We'll then use Tri Attack. We've paralysed the Blastoise, and then we can finish it off with Return. So maybe that's a little bit more consistent for the Blastoise. We don't have anything great for Espeon. We are so close to a one-shot there. Let's try attacking the Snorlax. We've paralysed it. And again, we're just going to try and kick up some mud in its face. Try and reduce its accuracy as much as possible. We're on 2 HP though. I think this is a hopeless cause. We'll have to see. Stranger things have happened. We freeze the Zard. Stranger things have happened. Are they going to happen? He's going to Giga Drain, isn't he? No, we crit. What the heck? That was absolutely ridiculous. My jaw's on the floor. 110.19 for the FEAROW Egg Move Challenge with what might be the single most ridiculous red fight we have ever seen. And I tell you what, this is why I love having the live voiceovers. That moment there, going from feeling defeated to clinching the victory, was like nothing else I think we've ever seen. And now that time of 1 hour 10 minutes and 19 seconds is roughly about 18.5 minutes quicker than our very first FEAROW challenge, and it's around about 14 minutes quicker than our second FEAROW challenge. So overall we can say the egg moves made an improvement. But with that, we are done. So I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, and I'll catch you all very, very soon.